Good morning, everybody. This is Ed Froelich with the First Time Gardener, and today we got an interesting little video for you. So last year we planted some blackberry bushes here along of our new trellis that we had, and we only bought 2 plants. We have one on one side and one over here where I'm standing. So today is a little thing. I've looked at some videos on propagating blackberry bushes, and that's what this video is going to be about. I started this pot that I'm going to show you here about a month and a half ago. I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'm going to show you where we are right now with it. So let me take you down here. I'm going to show you what I've already done, and I did this so that you can see after a month and a half the progress of this. We're going to take some potting soil and a canister, and I'm going to walk you through how I did this particular one, and then we'll do an update down the road on the one that we're going to do together. All right, so come on down, let's take a look at this. Okay guys, so here's my blackberry bush that I planted the end of summer, I guess. The end of summer, maybe it was the beginning of winter, we put this in the ground, and it's grown pretty well. And so here's what I wanted to show you. So here is my container. I'll see if I can get this out of the way. Now we'll go from this way. So here's my container that I used, and you can see it's just my blueberry container that the plant came in. And what I did was I have some potting soil and I have some compost that I filled this up almost 3/4 of the way. And then what I did is I just took an end, say like this one right here. I just took an end and I peeled a couple of these plants off here, and I left this very end right here, and I stuck that down in the pot and buried it up to about here with dirt. Now when you propagate, this ends up turning into roots in the pot, and then you'll see vertical growth, which is happening here right now. Is if you can see, so this leaf right here kind of followed the stem that I put in there and was downward, and this is a month and a half old, and you can see that now I have vertical growth going up. And we're going to leave this keep growing like this in this pot until on the bottom here I can see roots coming out of the bottom that are going to try to attach to the earth. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to cut this right here. Then technically you'll have a new blackberry plant. Now this other one, which is not looking all that great, what I did with this is I trimmed a piece of end right here off of this plant. You can see where I cut it right here. This one that's going this way here was just a leaf like this. We just had a little plant. So I trimmed this off, and it was about 9 or 10 inches long, and I stuck that end into the potting soil, and that's what this is. Now it hasn't done much but just sit there. The leaves were green and now they're starting to turn brown on the edges. So we're going to leave this in here and see if this little thing roots. And I don't want to disturb, in case it is starting to root, I don't want to disturb it to pull it out to see if there's roots in it. So we're just going to let this go a little longer. Okay guys, so we're going to do the same thing with you that I did with this pot. Is we're going to take a limb that's close to the ground, maybe this one here, because I can put it on my 5-gallon grow table, and we're going to plant this one just as I did the one that you saw growing. and hopefully that's going to propagate another blackberry plant. And then with between the one I've got going now and this one, hopefully we'll have 4 blackberry plants growing that can go on this trellis, and hopefully next year provide us with some nice blackberries. Now this is the first time I'm growing blackberries, so what I've read is these new shoots that are coming up today and this year are going to be next year's blackberry bushes. And the ones that, which I haven't had but one little part down here from one of the plants I bought, it produced like 3 blackberries. Now that cane is going to die off, and then we'll trim that up. But all these new growths and shoots that are growing this year should be, hopefully, be the ones that are going to bring our blackberries to us next summer. So I'm excited. So I'm going to go get a canister and some potting soil, and we're going to put this thing together. I'm going to show you exactly how I did this one so that you can do it at home and propagate your blackberries to give you more plants so that you don't have to purchase anymore. All right, let me go grab some materials and we'll be right back. All right guys, so I'm going to take my blackberry cup that I bought my blackberries in. This is the second one. I used one already for the one I just showed you. And in here we're going to mix half our compost and half potting soil so that it's about 3/4 of the way up. And then on top of that, I'm just going to put some mulching, which is going to be my cut grass that I have laying around. I'm just going to put about 1 inch or 2 of that just to retain moisture in there to help that root. So let me get this started with some soil in here, and then we'll show you how we're going to plant that. So here's my compost pile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig down here a little bit and get some of this nice rich compost that I have, and we're going to fill that up about halfway, and then we're going to take the potting soil. All right, so just going to put it in there just like that. Now we're going to get some potting soil put in here, and then we're going to mix that two together. All right guys, I'm just using, to show you the potting mix, Miracle-Gro. Just got this at Lowe's, smaller bag, and we're going to put in a couple good cupfuls of the potting soil. Put one more in. All right, and then we are going to mix this together. Now between the potting soil and the compost, it should be very rich soil if it wants to feed it. Once the roots start coming out, we should have plenty in here without having to add any fertilizer. All right, so there you go. That's what you got. Now, this is the limb that we're going to propagate, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in about this far. So that's about, what, 7-8 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this tip alone. I'm not going to touch the tip, but I'm going to break off that leaf, and I'm going to break off this leaf right here. So that's what you have. So hopefully this one right here, once this root system starts taking over and creating roots, this one here should start growing up vertical from the pot. And that's what we're hoping. Okay, so now to plant it, what we're going to do, we're just going to create a nice center hole. You want to make sure you got soil on the bottom. Don't go all the way to the bottom of the bucket. And we're just going to stick it in just like that. And then we are going to pack it in, and you want to pack it in tight. You don't want no air created around that stem. We're actually going to put a little bit more potting soil in here. Okay, there again, make sure these leaves are up. Pack it in. I'm trying to make sure that the stem is somewhat in the center of the bucket. Now, you want to make sure, especially, this is summertime here in Florida. We've got some 107-degree feel-like temperatures, and our temperatures have been in the high 90s, 95, 98. You want to make sure this does not dry out. You want to make sure it stays moist. So there we are. And you can see how the leaves are facing down right now. When that starts growing its roots, these things are going to start facing up toward the sun, and they should start growing, as you've seen in this one here, where this one has started here. So, and we're just going to leave this one in by itself. On this one, I'm not going to trim any other plants and put them in there. We're just going to leave this one specimen. So, and then I'm going to put it right back here along the fence. So there we have it. And then on top here, I'm going to put a couple inches of mulch, which is going to just be my grass clippings to help keep it moist. And that, so that's my sweet potatoes in the bucket. They're not looking all that great, I think, because they're getting waterlogged here with all the rain we've been getting. But anyway, that's how you propagate. And we're hoping that this one here, which is looking real well, it's got a lot of new growth coming out of it right there. So we're going to let this grow, like again until I see roots coming out of the bottom of the bucket, to know that that's formed really good amount of roots. And then we'll leave it in the bucket. I'll probably move it onto my table here, and we'll leave it in the bucket until fall, and then we'll probably plant it. Like I said, I have one here. I've got one here, one over there, so I'm planning on putting two more in between these, which I'll have to dig up this grass because the grass is kind of overtaking this there. Well, anyway, I hope you like this short little video on how to propagate blackberries. We will show you, of course, down the road when I plant the one that I've already done and the one that you and I just did together. We'll show you the progress along the way of how they're doing. But I'm excited about this. This is the first time I propagated anything berry wise, so we'll see. So far it's looking really good. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We're growing, and we need your help to grow even farther. The best thing you can do is give us a thumbs up for our algorithm with YouTube. It shows that you're interested and other people are interested in our videos, and it'll help our channel grow. So until we see you next time, happy gardening, stay safe, God bless, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's get with it. We need some more blackberries.